What's up, you fucking pussies? Welcome back to another episode of Software Neos Talks. He's gonna tell you about the best idea for a platform fighter ever. It's called the Valve Fighter, where we take all the best Valve IPs and we're gonna make it into a badass platform fighter. He has very little knowledge on Valve games because they're mostly first person, and he doesn't like that.
You were gonna say they're shit.
No, they're not. You can't say Valve games are shit. They're pretty good, dude. They're top tier.
Is there any Valve game that's bad?
Evolve. That is a bad Valve game.
Isn't it that game where you try to go after creatures?
Yeah, it's like a shitty.
What? You think that's a bad game?
Yeah, I played it. It was shitty. It was boring.
Oh, that's crazy. I've seen so much sick shit on that game.
Yeah, you've seen sick shit. You didn't play it. You didn't play it where if you fail one part of a campaign too many times, it starts over the entire campaign, not a section.
Wait, there was a single player mode in that game?
No, that's for online. That's for co-op.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah, like say if you beat, you know how in like Left 4 Dead 2 and 1 you have like different chapters of one campaign?
Uh-huh.
That's like if you get the chapter 4, the last chapter, and fail the final extraction 3 times, it sends you all the way back to the beginning.
Dude, imagine if they did that in Halo. That would be shitty.
They did that in Halo 2 Legendary with co-op, where if one of you die, you go back to the start of the checkpoint.
Yeah, but that's not as bad as like, oh, we hit section 4, we died 40 times, looks like we gotta go to chapter 1, bud.
That game sucked so much.
Why are you saying that? All the 4 Evolve fans are gonna come at you now.
Big fucking whoop. Wow, what are they gonna do? They're gonna cry. You know what? Your game's dead. It's dead in the water. No updates. When was the last time you got no support? Wait, what? Dead servers? Servers shut down? Aw, tough luck, little bro. Looks like you're gonna have to waste your time somewhere else.
The next part is actually probably more interesting and probably the reason why people even look at this, the roster. I've determined that there's 4 rosters, but maybe you know more. So there would be TF2, there would be Half-Life, Left 4 Dead, and Portal. Is there anything else am I forgetting? I guess if you wanted to, we could put in those guys from that game you hate.
I get Evolve. Yeah, fuck that. No.
Why not? Why you wouldn't want a character in Evolve, bro?
I guess maybe as a joke for like, I mean, you know what? I could see Valve taking their shitty IPs and their failed experiments. I could see them doing them as April Fool DLCs. But another big one you have to add is there are no like main characters in it, but you gotta add like Counter-Strike agents. You gotta add Counter-Strike agents.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'm very glad that you're here.
I guess if Valve wanted to do also this as a promotion, they would need to include like some characters from their new IP, Deadlock, or what is it called? They have a new game out.
Yeah, there is Deadlock. Yeah, that's funny. I bet the audience are looking at us like, wow, these idiots, these fools.
I mean, I'm catching some of the mistakes, so they're looking more at you like that. I'm kind of just, grazing by. That's probably what's going on.
There's Dota 2? Could we add Dota?
Is Dota Valve? I actually never played Dota, so I never checked.
Dota 2 is a battle arena video game by Valve. Yeah, it is by Valve. It is by Valve.
I guess we would add some Dota characters in there too.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, I never got the impression that Dota 2 was from Valve. I never got that.
I know Valve made a card game about it, but I guess they own it, yeah.
Yeah, well, the only thing I know about Dota is all the passing stuff that goes on, like when big video game news comes out, and either something really cool with it happens or something really shitty. Because it's like all I've heard is like Dota 4 kind of fell off. That wasn't really that popular. Dota 2 got a remake, and everyone just looks at Dota 3 like it was shit. Like, and they got like a shitty card game. Like, I don't hear anything about Dota like at all. But again, it's like you can't. I feel like you gotta add like popular characters. Maybe add in a few of those characters in there that are from like those series to make everybody happy. But you'd probably only get like 1, maybe 2 from each of those lesser series. You know what I mean? Sure. I mean, I hate to say it, but I've never heard of a single character name drop from Dota. I heard of Dota, but I've never heard of a character drop from it.
I haven't either, but that would be hype. Just the fact that a Dota character is in a platform fighter.
It would be really cool. I mean, I look at the very like medieval style. Definitely be a great sword fighter character.
That's where we'd actually get a sword fighter character, because I'm looking at the roster, buddy, that what we have, unless you want to make Gordon he's just a sword fighter, but he has that big ass fucking, what's that shit
actually,
called?
If you maybe not on launch, but if you wanted to do Demo Man, what you could do for Demo Man is make him 2 characters, Demo Man and Demo Knight.
Well, let's actually talk about the roster a little bit, okay? And then we'll
All right,
get
let's
to
talk about the roster. We'll just do the popular characters, and the comments can fill in the people that are, you know, the obscure characters that are apparently like diehards in like small communities.
Yeah, so they could yell at us. Yeah.
Free engagement.
For TF2, me personally, I have no reason why you wouldn't put like 5 characters, but you think differently. What do you think?
I think it'd be too much too soon, because it would feel like it would be overwhelming it with all the other characters we're limiting to it. Like every other franchise is going to get like 2 characters, maybe 1. But it's like if you have all 5 characters of TF2, we're going to have a Fire Emblem situation where it's going to be overwhelming. And I feel like if you want to include them slowly, you got to do it sporadically and have them dribble in each character. If you have too many, it's just going to become a TF2 fighter with Valve characters on the side. And that's not what people want. You don't want to sell it as that. Just because TF2 is like the most like lucrative for like YouTubers and stuff and the most talk about, doesn't mean it's like the most beloved. Like Portal is really beloved, and Half-Life is beloved too, has their own universes. So if you just give like 5 character rosters right to TF2 at the start, it's gonna rub a lot of people the wrong way. So it's better to have it be spread out more evenly. And plus, every time a new character for TF2 drops as a DLC, that is huge hype. Because you're going to have like tons of people coming in, making memes, making jokes, using Source Filmmaker to make funny little animations of that character joining. It'd be too much free. It'd be too much free hype to just do them all at once, basically.
But who would be the 3 characters that you would want, bud? Would it be like Heavy, Scout, and who?
I would do Heavy, Scout, and I guess I would have to do Spy. Yes, Pyro is just as legendary, but I think he would be a great first DLC character. Put him, shelf him for a bit, have him ready, but he'd be a great introduction to get the DLC train rolling.
His trailer would be sick as fuck.
It would.
We'll just have Scout, we'll have Heavy, and we'll have Spy.
You gotta have the minigun do a lot more damage up close and have it like spread out throughout. Make him like a really tanky character. And of course, like, you know, the Valve characters are really kind of easy to put ideas into paper to translate. Because you got Scout. He is the fast but kind of fragile character. Spy. He is sneaky and does more stuff from back damage, so you gotta be more strategic with him. Heavy. The Brute. He can do a lot, but he can't really have too many options.
You know, now that you say it, if this were to go into like fruition, I definitely would want Spy and Forsburn art. Forsburn is the smoke hyena guy from Rivals of Aether. That would honestly be pretty cool because he actually can turn like invisible with the smoke. So like that, getting art for that sort of thing would be pretty cool now that I think about it.
Well, it'd also be cool because say if like maybe this mode, maybe he has like an alternate mode where like an alternate thing where if he like say he has like a taunt where it's funny in 1v1s, but if he taunts, he can transform into like a random enemy character, which means if you're playing 4v4 or free for all, if you're playing 4v4 or like a co-op way, you can hide and maybe trick one of the enemies for a split.
Oh my god, bro, we gotta talk about it later, but the emotes in this game are gonna be insane.
Oh, there's so many to choose from because there's so many like we got not just like taunts, but you got like community jokes, everything like that.
No, we'll talk about that later, but we just gotta talk about this roster, okay? So for Half-Life, we of course want Gordon, and who would you want?
Oh, Gordon and Alex. They should be day 1 characters.
They're pick Alex, but that's okay.
Yeah, well, she's. I feel like besides Gordon, she is the most popular character. She has the most like story narrative. She has her own game.
I honestly thought you were gonna put in a Combine soldier.
They would be good for like a very, very later on DLC character. But before the Combine, I think Bernie would be a great DLC character.
So we got Alex and Gordon. The reason why I don't talk about them as much is just because like it's kind of just obvious, you know what I mean?
Well, with them, it's like, again, it's like for their move sets, it's like he has his crowbar, he's a melee, he's a more of a close counter, but he has a gravity gun. Maybe he can pick something up that's random, like Steve's Minecrafting stuff, and shoot it at people. Alex has her little devices and all that stuff. Like, these characters are pretty easy to make a move set for once they transfer, so we don't have to spend like a lot of time. We just have to make sure, like, you know, make sure they stay balanced. Like, Gordon's crowbar shouldn't, like, you know, just one hit kill you.
So for Left 4 Dead, you said you wanted Bill and Zoe.
I think Bill and Zoe would be great. Not just because I think they're the most iconic characters. Yes, Ellis and Coach are also just as iconic, but no, I feel
I'm gonna be honest. I thought you would say Bill and Coach. If I'm gonna be honest,
I'm not gonna lie. I like Coach a lot, but the Left 4 Dead 2 cast, while memorable and great and iconic in their own way, just aren't as iconic as Left 4 Dead 1's. Plus, a lot of the magic from these characters interacting come from the trailers. Because unfortunately, if you want like official Valve trailers and such, the idea of Alice coming in or Coach coming in getting their own special trailer, it helps build up a lot of hype for it. Like when Smash Bros did like specific character trailers for the new characters joining.
For Portal, do you just want Shell? What could you possibly ever want else from Portal? What, the companion cube? Is the companion cube gonna throw hands?
Nah, but it would be a great like little helper or something. Nah, for Portal and Portal 2, just have Shell be the first character. Maybe add in the PB and fuck, I forgot the robots' names. Just add in the robots as DLC later on, and have GLaDOS and Wheatley be announcers, or antagonists in the story.
This is very interesting, and I forgot about it. Counter-Strike. Who the fuck are we gonna put in for Counter-Strike? Is it just the base people?
Yeah, just put in the base guy. Just have the base guy and have like the announcer that says bomb defuse be your announcer for when you win a victory or something.
It's so funny that I'm just thinking about like the regular model of the guy from Counter-Strike, and he's just walking in a platformer, and like the only thing he's doing is chucking in flash grenades and smoke grenades, being an absolute nuisance.
Yeah, but you gotta add at least one Counter-Strike character. It's a shooter. It's a shooter. It'd be like just add like the most basic of skins, and boom, you're done.
Bro, if they had like final smashes or anything like that, I think it would be so funny if the final smash for a Counter-Strike character is just them buying an AWP and then they headshot people.
I would think like a great final for Counter-Strike would be like the most legendary thing I know from Counter-Strike is that back in like a few years back during a competition, a guy was down to his pistol. It was a 1v1. The rest of their teams were dead, and he was almost out of ammo. He had only his pistol left, and the other guy was closing in fast. So he took his pistol's mag, threw it in the air to make it look like a flashbang. The guy falls for it, looks down, and he lights him up with his pistol. So I think that would be a really cool finisher. Like you trick someone like that to have like a love letter to the community.
If this game had cutscenes, that would be a really good cutscene. More than likely, there would be 2 characters for each. So let's just go over. It would actually no. TF2 would have 3, but everyone else.
I think TF2 is the exception. Like you gotta have 3 icons.
They have a lot. That's why they would have 3, because they have fucking a lot.
They pull in a lot. They pull in a lot of the money, the traction, the audience. They pull in a lot, so they would be the exception and get 3. Some would only get 1.
Okay. So if that's the case, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Does Counter-Strike have 1 or 2?
Let's just give Counter-Strike 1, but he has an alternate skin where he can turn into the enemy team.
Okay, 12, 13, 14, 15. So if we were to count everyone, we would have 15 characters, which is honestly not too bad. I know. I think honestly, I'm gonna be honest.
I feel like that's a pretty healthy launch. I feel like for a platform fighter,
yeah, you'd be surprised. I'm pretty sure people would see 20 and be like, all right, this is not it.
Well, I hate to say it, but I don't think Valve would care too much. I think they would do what's more balanced, not what's more popular. And they'd be like, listen, we don't have everybody fine-tuned yet. We got these ones ready. They're our most popular ones. Deal with it. I mean, as a casual player, I look at a big-ass roster. I'm like, wow, that is so cool about the 2 characters that I'm going to main and not touch any of the other ones.
That is also me. I will be like, yeah, that's a nice roster. Okay, I'm just going to pick Ridley. Cool.
Yeah, it's like, wow. That's a lot. That's a really cool character list. I'm really glad I main Luigi and Little Mac, and I don't touch anyone else ever. That's it. Like, people don't. I think people only get mad if a roster's small because their character didn't make it. You know what I mean? They're not really so much mad. They're just coping because their character didn't make it day 1.
Damn. Oh my god. The comment section just has everything. Just has everything to talk shit about us. Everything.
Well, listen. I don't care. This isn't my community. I peek in once in a while, but it's like you guys ask for a lot, dude. You ask for a lot, and you're very ungrateful sometimes of what you get.
Say it again. Well, since we're done with that, it's actually a pretty sizable roster, and I think people will hear that there's a Dota character in there and be like, oh hell yeah! Like every single 40-year-old is looking at that Dota thing and be like, oh, I gotta play this game.
I think it'll definitely turn some heads. Like the roster will definitely turn some heads. They got some new stuff in there. They got the old. They got all that. I think it's gonna turn heads, and especially because Valve, they do like everything in their own animation studio. They're gonna have dude, releasing Source Filmmaker was the best free publicity they could ever ask for, because people are gonna take the models and make their own little movies, animations, hype fan trailers. People will probably make their own fan trailers and animations for this game to build up hype for it.
Not only that, but they were like the precursors to the workshop, and like Rivals 1's workshop was already a lot. I can only imagine if like people actually got like one of the greatest companies like Source in order to get these games to make characters or their own stuff. Like that would be amazing.
I hate to say it, but I really do think that any game, I don't know why other studios haven't done this, but they just don't release their own animation software for dedicated to their game. And it's like Valve did it, and yes, they have the workshop, but it's like, dude, Source Filmmaker has been used to make like everything from commercials to fan movies. MS's Blue was made in it. Like Source Filmmaker is like the best free marketing you could ever do, because every time they use your characters in a story, that's free marketing for your characters.
Valve is, let's do this good thing, and now we wait for 20 years to do nothing. And like sometimes it's a good thing, because it's like, Steam sales, and like they're always okay.
Yeah,
like,
it's a good thing, but when your animation software has been updated in over 10 fucking years and you gotta manually update it yourself, that could get a little annoying. That could get a little crazy. I love having to go through the Source Filmmaker workshop and add in the newest cosmetics for TF2 to make an animation. I love how my maps aren't just in the game preloaded with a new update to TF2. I love that the TF2 in-game animation version uses a 2011 version. I love it.
The ghost of the spaghetti code.
Oh yeah, shout out Lazy Purple. SFM may have a problems, but dude, it's not as hard as he made it seem. He was just dealing with shit.
Wait. That actually reminds me. Do you think that they would... so, there's a game called Skullgirls, right? It's a fighting game. It's like primarily... It's very good, 2D animation and things like that. So, in Skullgirls, while it was launching, people gave money in order to put themselves in the game. I think that would be very funny to see like Lazy Purple in the side like cheering you on. I think that would be hilarious.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know if they do it, but I do think it would be hilarious. Yeah. We just put that in. We just put that. I would hope that maybe we could put that, or maybe it might be even better that like people are just like, hey, just download this mod and you could put the Lazy Purple as a background. Like even that would be cool. So,
or hell, like, if this game gets workshop, just someone will be like, hey, switch Soldier out for Lazy Purple.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that. The next section is what I call the side piece. So like, I think personally the emotes in this game would be legendary. It's just like, I don't know, just like every single TF2 emote is just so crazy. It just like, let's say they press the taunt button and it's like one of their things that can kill you, but you have to like wait a little bit. Like that would be fucking hilarious. Or maybe they got a kill bind emote. Like that would be.
Oh, you gotta have that as a taunt. Like if you have like an emote, you have to have all the TF2 characters having their laughing taunt be a taunt.
It's just, yeah, but it's only the first 2 frames. It's like, and then they explode.
Or they could, yeah, you could have if you want to add a kill bind, that could also be a thing you could add to the characters.
That would, just like a regular kill bind. Oh, that would be funny.
Yeah.
I also would want so you can do any announcer you want. So like the TF2 woman, GLaDOS, the CSGO guy. Like I feel like that would be pretty good.
Yeah, Wheatley. I feel like that'd be a great option. Like definitely the Dota 2 announcers. I feel like there's a few Dota. J.K. Simmons has one too, because Cave Johnson.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me would be I dub the Hat Emporium. So basically, it would just be I would see Valve characters as this. There's the head part, the body part, and the pants part, and basically you kind of have the TF2 method where you can switch out those things with different like So, like, rather than skins that you put on the character like Rivals 2, it would be, like, skin packets that you can, like, that you could customize on characters so they could represent you. I think you've been talking to me before about something like that happening in a platform fighter, and maybe you have more details to talk about that, but I feel like it could be all right to represent.
I feel like it'd be a good idea. Like we talked about it a little bit in the past, where it's like, say not just for the TF2 character, but say for Gordon Freeman, as you go on and more cosmetics are released for the game, people can design them and have one be like the Gordon Freeman Aperture Science loadout, where it's just him wearing Aperture Science, or it's him wearing his Black Mesa uniform in different sections, or you have a head option where you can switch out his head for an infected head crab one.
Or even
Get more reference. Yeah, maybe just have different outfits, different takes on it, different universes. Just something like that to help out.
Now, this is the last one. It's also a very important one. I feel as though that if you're doing the Valve platform fighter, you would just represent the universes just in modes. So, like, people don't really know about this, but there's a game called Lego Brawls. We played it a few times. It's a very simple game, but the main reason why I like it a lot is because the modes are actually pretty fun, and one of the modes is King of the Hill. And I was thinking of, if we're going to do a King of the Hill map, we might as well let it be a TF2 map. Problem is, I don't know a lot about TF2, so like, what map do you think we should do for King of the Hill?
Oh, for King of the Hill, start off with Harvest. It has one control point. It's very easy to translate. It can be densed down pretty quickly. Yeah, I would do Harvest. It's the one from the TF2 demo episode I showed you, where it's just one in the center of the map. I feel like that'd be a good one.
I was going to do a horde mode that you kind of do with a buddy, but since we are talking about MVM, I think it should just be called the horde mode, and you can pick between the zombies or the TF2 MVM maps. Does that seem okay?
That seems fine. That seems like it sounds like a fun little idea. Needs a little bit more fine tuning on paper, but I think it'd be fun. Just something that you could mess around with. Easy way to get some cosmetics you're trying to grind for.
You would not know this, but my audience would know this. In Smash 4, there is a main single player mode. Basically, I would do that, but we just put in the horde mode, so it's like different sort of creatures or different sort of MVM people that you have to fight. And I guess this would be the way in order to like get a lot of hats or like custom stuff that you could put on your character, and maybe just do a lot of stuff, or like maybe how you also unlock your characters as well if you wanted to do that instead of like, say, a single player mode. We'll talk about single player mode later, but I'm thinking that if we were to do this horde mode, that it would be in the sense of like Smash 4, where it's very interesting. And I guess if you wanted to go with a buddy, you can. I would say make it possible, but that's just me. This is the most weird one, because for single player, I was either thinking of Half-Life or Portal. What's your thoughts?
Portal, because again, because if anyone who doesn't know this, Portal canonically has confirmed it has a multiverse, because every map you download from the workshop is actually a Cave Johnson from another Aperture Science going in and stealing ideas for it. So yeah, Portal canonically has been in the multiverse, and Portal is in the Half-Life universe. So there is a multiverse in the Valve franchise. So Portal will be like the good place to start it. Maybe not have the original GLaDOS, but have like a GLaDOS discover, universal travel, kidnapping people and making them do tests for her.
GLaDOS with the Combine sounds fucked up.
Well, there's a reason the Combine never broke into Aperture Science, because GLaDOS murdered every single time they came in.
Wait, really? I did not know that.
Oh yeah, every time they tried going into Aperture Science, there would be like, all of their forces would be gunned down to the point where they're like, yeah, we're just not going in these facilities anymore. And that's why in the fan game Empathy 02, that the main character is like, listen, boss, we're in an Aperture Science lab. And the main boss, who is very suspicious of you, goes, oh shit, we're sending you reinforcements.
How long did it take to subjugate the Earth again?
4 hours.
We could take the world in 4 hours, but don't mess with GLaDOS, buddy.
Well, you gotta remember, she was built with like a billionaire's craze idea. Like, there was no like ethics going on to creating Aperture Labs. So they were like they were basically doing science for the sake of science. Like, you do know that in Half-Life 2, the reason the Combine want the Resistance is because they have discovered teleportation. And it's a very basic, kind of shitty version of teleportation. Aperture Labs discovered that shit 40 years ago before the events of Half-Life 2, and had already perfected it. But because Cave Johnson is such a fucking idiot and didn't want to release anything and just kept making science, and he thought that would just print money somehow, it just never got to the public, and yeah, it just never saw the light of day.
Damn, that means Shell must be pretty powerful to fucking do all that. That's crazy.
Yeah, she's built different. Like, you know that one character that could fuck up everything you do for like no reason?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Shell the GLaDOS. She's just very good at solving puzzles and fucking over everything that's around her and killing everything.
Shell in the Half-Life universe would be insane.
If she has her portal gun. She might be a little bit... without her portal gun, she might be at a little bit of a disadvantage. But then again, we don't really know. I think she would still put up one hell of a fight.
I assume that if we did a single player and it would be like cutscenes and things like that, I guess like maybe I'm wrong. I guess we make the first character Shell and she's trying to gather resources so that she can probably beat GLaDOS, I guess.
I would say you would have to do Shell, and if you want to get really fan servicey, start it off with Shell immediately seeing Wheatley again. That would be like he's like your little companion trying to explain what's going on and help you. People want Wheatley back, but maybe not Wheatley first thing first. Maybe well, they'll have a lot of good science characters. Maybe one of I forgot his name. Alex's dad from Half-Life would be a great addition to like explaining what's happening. You gotta have some really classic science characters come in.
Basically, for the single player, it would be like we have to go through different universes, trying to recruit people so that we can defeat GLaDOS, and we keep doing it so that we can beat her. I feel something very interesting to do in the Valve Platform Fighter would be fusion. So like, if GLaDOS was to be their own boss and to like, you know, be in charge of the multiverse, I feel like they would want to do experiments. So I would say things like the zombies for like Left 4 Dead, and they're added in with technology from like Half-Life or Portal. Like I feel like that would be a lot interesting. Like I know like the original zombies would be pretty cool and like maybe they could be in other side modes, but I think a big thing if you were to do a single player would definitely be fusioning the Valve things to make another creature, and we gotta beat it until the end.
I like it. I also think she would also bring in like alternate versions of you that are not like say like, I know it's generic, but like evil Dr. Freeman or Gordon Freeman if you worked for Aperture Science. Like, you know, like different versions of the classic characters we know and love. You know what I mean?
Or like an Alex that's from like the Half-Life universe or like the zombie universe.
Or even like if you want to get a little fan servicey and have like really obscure characters, have like an alternate version of Gordon be like an alternate skin for him. Be like, originally when you played Half-Life 1, you were supposed to be able to choose male or female, and you would just be playing as a husband and wife, kind of like Fallout 4. So maybe have like, I forgot her name, but have like the original female version of Gordon pull up for like a new character, not a new character unlock, but a new skin unlock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or we talk to her, like in a separate universe type thing. Actually, that's pretty cool. Wow, that's... I love how we've been talking so much, but like that gives a lot of like good fan service and just people that really love Valve to just want to play the game. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, like imagine like if you see like, just to fuck with Shell, like I'm like, oh hey look, it's you, but you've been infected by one of those head crabs. Yeah, I like them. They make you stupider. Yeah, they're showing horrible outcomes to different characters. Like show different versions of the worst part. Like show like if I know Alex would get under GLaDOS' skin pretty quickly because you know she's got that confidence.
A lot of sass.
So I feel like GLaDOS just to fuck with her. Oh look, it's a version of you that joined the Combine and betrayed everyone you love.
Oh look, it is your father.
Oh, he's dead again. Did I do that?
It's her father, and then she just pulls the floor and it's lava. Oh, he's dead again. Bro, this is a good ass concept. You could do
it. It has a lot of potential.
I haven't seen this done in a while. Bosses. You want to hear a few?
Oh, I got a few already, my boy.
So the two bosses that I know of for a fact would definitely be GLaDOS. And I guess the second one, since we talked about it, I would want there to be an evolved creature boss now. That would be pretty fun.
I feel like the creatures would be a good boss for Evolved. I feel like GLaDOS should be the final boss of it. Give this version of GLaDOS a fitting thing. And even like because if we're doing multiverse, this isn't like the original GLaDOS. So throughout the story, you could eventually like find like a potato GLaDOS like a potato GLaDOS that never got put back in charge, has just been always a potato forever because
then
Shell
she
died or
fucking-
something.
yeah.
So you can have her try and help you, and it's just like, yeah, it's just like you should definitely have a GLaDOS be the final boss. Another one would definitely be like a giant robot heavy would be a great final boss.
I would also want a combine agent. I would want a combine agent that was like the best of the best, and we have to face him. Like, it kind of reminds me. You played Halo Infinite, right?
Yeah.
You know that guy that has like the sword that also teleports and things like that, like that
Yeah, I
grunt.
fucking hated fighting that guy on Legendary, so I blew him
Yeah,
up with a rocket 15
I would
times.
think that if she had one, she would like go to Aperture. She would go to Aperture Science, use their technology for like a combine unit, and just make it a super powerful weapon. And then we just gotta face this one guy, and he just looks cool. That way, it can be like a Dante versus Virgil vibe, where it's like we're on equal terms, but I want to beat the shit out of you.
It'd be cool. I do think another great thing to really like mess with, if she really wanted to strike fear into like the Half-Life crew because they're giving her problems, if she brought in like a Combine Gordon Freeman, like a Gordon Freeman that completely aligns with the Combine, same skills and everything, then that would be a terrifying thing for them to fight.
That would be fucking sick.
Because imagine the man that is single-handedly turning the tide of your war. His evil double comes up, and he's just as silent, but clearly way more vicious.
Oh man, bro. The people would be insane. The amount of art would be insane.
Well, there's already here. I'll show you where I got that idea from because I stole it from, like, you know, the Invincible War.